When you're going on your spiritual path, first it is like a churning of the ocean itself. And of course, lots of negativity which you don't want to see in yourself, all the flaws that you have about yourself resurface itself. And who would like to see their flaws? Nobody would like to see their own negativity. But yet it is there. And when you go on the spiritual path, you have to transcend these negativity. As long as you don't transcend it, you don't want to see it, you will never move forward into your spiritual path. So when you go through that, of course, firstly, you will be affected by these because you are looking at the gross negativity. You are not looking really at the negativity and say, yes, I'm going through that, and accept it. The moment you learn to accept these negativity, you will be able to transcend them. But as long as you fight it, as long as you say, no, I want to fight that, I want to get rid of this, then transformation will not happen because you are becoming negative yourself by adapting towards this negative energy, which actually it is there for your transformation to happen. So you start to fight it. Very often it's many people like that. You can't fight it. It is part of you. You just need to learn to accept it and move forward. The moment you learn to accept it and move forward, that negativity will transform itself. But if you hang upon this flaw and sit and cry, then nothing can happen. No one can help you. And also you can transform that negative energy into positive energy. There's a beautiful story. There's a pot bearer, a water bearer actually. He was carrying 2 pots. He will carry, to bring water from the river to the master's house. And one of the pot had a crack into it. And the other pot was full. So every day he will carry the water from the river, and of course when he reached the home of the master, only 1.5 pot was there. So years goes on like this, and the pot was feeling a bit sad because one side, you see, the pot was perfect, the other side the pot had a crack. So one fine day, the pot with a crack said to the pot bearer, the water bearer, I feel very sad because of my crack. You have to carry only 1.5 pot because all the other half of the water leak from the crack and then it's finished. So this seeing this, the sadness of the pot will have a crack, the compassion water bearer said, listen, have you ever noticed that I did notice that you have a crack, and I did notice that you're leaking, and did you notice that the pathway towards the master's house on your side is full of flowers, whereas where the other pot is without any flowers. So I did notice that, and I planted some seeds of flowers. And these flowers, this is what, because of the crack that you have, these flowers have been used on the master's table and decorating of his house. So without you doing this service, it will never happen. So like that, you see, everybody have a certain flaws in one life, and everybody have negative energy in one life. But it is your choice whether you want to keep that negative energy in negative or you want to transform it into something positive and beautiful in your life. So like that, these energy, when you go on your spiritual path, these energy will have to come out of you. Because until you don't get rid of this energy and transform it, especially, you will never feel free on the spiritual path. There will be always something which will always stopping you. But once you have transcended by the divine name, by becoming positive, by looking at it and transform it in a positive way, because you have always a choice whether to look at something in a positive side or in a negative side. In the Gita, throughout the Gita, Krishna said to transform yourself into a yogi. And why do you think he said that? You see, the yogi's mind have a mind of equality. There's no judgment. In chapter 6, verse 8 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, a yogi seated in knowledge and wisdom, it is unshaken by everything around. For them, for the yogi, a lump of earth, a stone, a gold is equal, because they are seated in that supreme wisdom. They are seated into that illumination. So when we see what Bhagavan Krishna is saying in this verse especially, he's calling everybody to transcend. It's not about the knowledge of the book or the wisdom, because here when he's talking about knowledge, he's talking about the first experience of the self itself, the first experience of who you are truly. And when you have that first experience of the self, that is the true knowledge. It's not about book knowledge. It's not about scriptural knowledge. It's about that first experience of that divine feeling inside of you. So once you have that divine experience inside of you, you transcend all the negativity. Because negativity will not be there. Because once you're seated into the blissful state, everything becomes equal to you. As you perceive the divine in each thing that is around you, you know that each experience of life, it is for your own benefit. And it is for you to advance, for you to move forward in life. So, whenever that transformation is happening inside, don't be alarmed. Just stay calm. When you are calm, automatically your calmness will have a deep impact upon the people around you also. But if you become negative, of course, that will also have a different aspect around. They will also project your own negativity on others. So how do you perceive your transformation is very important. So it's not about how other people perceive your transformation, but how you see your own transformation and how do you take it. So if that transformation is positive, you will see that everything that you do will be blessed with that positiveness.